NASCAR Daytona 500 controversy. All right, let's talk. See if anything builds. We're gonna start talking this in a sec. All right. Let this build. All right, so let's talk a little bit about that NASCAR Daytona 500 controversy. Uh, I never really spoke much on it since or even really commented, but the Mike Wallace situation is frustrating. The Mike Wallace situation is definitely frustrating. Um, so basically, a veteran of over 800 NASCAR races. I get he hasn't raced in NASCAR in probably about 10 years. He wanted to qualify for the Daytona 500. He had the funding, he had the ride, and everything looked like it was a go, and then he was denied. So my big problem with that is NASCAR made a rule where any driver from any other series, IndyCar, Formula One, or whatnot, they get an exemption. You don't even have to qualify, and you're automatically in. So that's a big problem. That is not right at all. You should not just be automatically allowed in a NASCAR race. I don't give a damn if you're from Formula One, IndyCar, whatever. I don't care if you're a frickin' Lewis Hamilton himself. You should not be allowed to race NASCAR unless you can prove you can keep up with a pack and qualify on speed. You should not be exempt and in. Okay? If they're going to do that to NASCAR veterans where they're not allowed to, the same rule should apply to any other, right? And so what would solve that would be make them qualify on speed. That's what it's always been. If you could encourage someone from Formula One to run, I don't have a problem with that if they want to try to run, but they should have to make the field on speed. No exemptions. I think that's fair. I think we all could agree on that. Leave a comment on your thoughts on that if you agree. But that, and so that's just the way it should be. Now, let's talk a little bit of the Bowman and Gray. I think they did a better job than the Clash. I liked it. Did I still see a lot of issues? Yes. Hard to pass. Very tight track. You can't get much cars on it. I don't know. I don't know what my thought on going forward with that is. If I'd want to see a race back there again, maybe try something else different, another short track. I don't know. I like the idea of doing something at North Wilkesboro. But that's a thought. I like that idea. Who knows? What's your thoughts on that? I like I mean, I liked lots of the aspects, but I still seen a lot of stupidity that I feel they could fix. It's probably easier to just talk one on one than on here about, but that's a thought. I personally wish they'd allow more cars to qualify at Daytona rather than 40. I think 40 is a stupid number, honestly. I remember back when I first started watching NASCAR as a little kid, I and yeah, this is you guys are gonna laugh at me for this one. How the fuck can you like both drivers? But I honestly liked both both Jeff Gordon and Dale Sr. But I remember there was always 45 cars in the field every week. And I think anyone who wants should be able to qualify. If they want to race, they have the sponsorship. Let them at least try to qualify. They don't make it on speed. Oh well, tough. They didn't make it. But at least give them a chance. That's my thought. I think that would be better for NASCAR. The point system, I'm still not a fan of the current format. That's just my opinion. I think, you have one bad week in the playoffs can kill your entire season, as we know. Your motor blows, whatever it is, a wreck, stupidity. I've never liked that idea that one race can ruin an entire season. Like you could be the most dominant driver all year and one race cost you. I just don't like that. I'm still from that old school mentality of the way dirt tracks ran. The guy at the end of the season with the most points is the champ. And yes, Jeff Gordon is legendary. Yes, he is. Like I said, I love them both. I loved Jeff Gordon just as much as I love Dale Sr. And, if you're a NASCAR fan and you're like, how can you like one over the, I liked them both. It's just the way it is. I'll tell you another goofy one. I got family from both Michigan and Ohio State. I like both teams, and they both give me shit for that. They're like, how can you like one or the other? But it's just the way I am, But hey, Jasper from Scotland. That's pretty cool. Reaching out to Scotland. All right, that's awesome. But yeah, those are just some thoughts. I think that would be better for NASCAR. I'd do away. I hate to say it. I understand that the charter system's been here for about the past 15, 20 years now. I'm trying to think of when they implemented that. If one of you could leave a comment on the year, that would be great. I'm not 100% sure off top of my head, but I wouldn't mind if they completely got rid of the charter system. I think whoever, if you're a racer, whoever should be allowed to qualify. I think that's what NASCAR's lacking is character. I'm not saying that these racers who are racing ain't talented, because they are. They're the best in the world for a reason, But I feel NASCAR lacks character, and I think they lack the grassroots and the blue collar that we used to know and love. We grew up with. I feel that most of the kids racing in this, there's just a disconnect. It's not the same feeling, and I'm sure y'all will agree with that. And it's sad. I hate to think like that, but I think that's what it's lacking. I'll always watch. I'll always love NASCAR, but I feel if you wanted to really get back to what the fans truly loved and what made NASCAR great, you got to get back to the blue collar. You got to get back to the working man. And that's how you're going to get the fans back. That's how you're going to get them in the stands. They're not going to continue. You're going to continue to have these same problems if you're just going about this the way NASCAR continues to. But one of the things, like I said, I'd get rid of the charter. I think they need to do a vote on that. If it's voted out, get rid of the charter system completely. Obviously, still keep the teams together. I don't like going to a 3-car system like they did with the teams limiting it. I think 4 is the magic number for the big teams. I think they should have 4, no more than 4. 5, no. If you want an affiliate, you could get away with that. But I think 4 is the magic number there, and just do away with the charter system. We'll be a lot better off. Watch. But that's one of the things I'd like to see. Also, for this year, what's all your thoughts on the playoffs? Would you like to see, if they're going to continue doing the playoffs, would you like to see different tracks picked? Maybe a different season-ending track. I'd love to hear your thoughts, comments on that. Be sure to leave them down there. I'll read everyone. I don't miss a single comment. I promise I'll respond to every one of you at some point. But I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on that if they do. What would you guys like to see? Different tracks. Maybe even a track that's still around, maybe revive, whatever. But yeah, those are few things off top of the head I could think of. What else is there? Let's see here. Read some of these comments. Would you like a piece of cheese? What a dick. Come on, I wasn't speaking my mind angrily, Rob. There ain't no whining going on there, bud. It's just a matter of opinion, you know. We're not. But those are a few things I like. But yeah, I gotta say, listening to Denny Hamlin on his podcast, I have to agree with what he said. I'm not a big fan of that 41 car, the 41st driver or whatnot. I don't like that going week to week, where they're just automatically allowed in the field. I don't think anyone should be automatically allowed in the field, unless you're in the top, maybe 10, 12 cars should be set in the field. The rest, race your way in. It's the way it's been in the past. Just let them race their way in. I think that would increase the car fields. I honestly do. I think that'll increase the car fields. But when you're talking about the blue collar and what made NASCAR great, there's a lot of small, one-car operations who would love to. I'm sure they'd love to run NASCAR, but they just can't. They can't afford the charter. Obviously, if you're limited to only maybe 1 or 2 extra cars being able to qualify a week, that does them no good. So that's my thought. More power, less rules. I like that. I agree with that, Grimy. I agree with that. I think they should up the horsepower to NASCARs again. I like the 800 number. I always have. Super speedways, if you want to tweak with it a bit, that's up for debate, because, I get it. Cars going 200 miles an hour, when you're beating and banging like that, you get some nasty crashes. It's happened. But I like the 800 horsepower number. But there's no reason, when you look at the speeds, why should ARCA be running about the same speed as a Cup car? That doesn't make any sense. They should be a good 30 mile an hour difference between the two. That's the way it's always been. So I don't like them tweaking with the Cup cars, restricting the horsepower like they have. They could definitely fix that. B-Man, yes, I have been to one Cletus event. Only one. I actually got to see him also at, have you ever been to PRI? I don't know if any of you heard of that. That's pretty cool. Performance racing industry. It's where uh, pretty much anybody who's anybody in the car industry goes. It's very cool. I met him there. He had, what did he have that year? I think he had his car mullet and trying to remember. I know Ruby was there because I got pictures of both of them. They may have had one other car, but off top of my head, I can't remember. I definitely remember Mullet and Ruby that year. But yeah. Oh, speaking of Cletus B, man, also love the pot leaf. Nice little touch there. But speaking of Cletus, what do you think of him? I like that. He's so far been right in the middle of the pack or even towards up front on speed. So I was gonna say, what do you think of him being in the ARCA 200 at Daytona? But good for him, man. That guy's been able to do just. He's really achieved everything that pretty much any redneck or any red-blooded patriotic American could dream of, though. Man, I tell you what, he's really pulled it off. But yeah, good luck to him. I tell you what, I'll be paying attention, keeping an eye on him, and even, I'll be following Frankie Muniz with the Xfinity series just to see where he finishes. I don't expect a lot. I really don't. You can't hold out high expectations, but if Frankie is able to run the full season like what's planned without them having to put a stop to anything due to just funding or struggling, I think a realistic goal for a full season, if he gets a couple top tens in Xfinity this year, I'd say that's an honest win. I mean, that's an honest win. I don't know if I expect much more than that, but we'll see. Any of you have any drivers to mention or want to talk about before I jump off here? I might do another one later. I'm going to come up with a few more things, and we're going to do another one this evening. But if you guys got anything for me, leave a couple comments. We'll touch up on it before I jump off here. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, though, before I jump off here. I want to see those numbers up. Help me out a little. Help me out a little. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. But I don't know what he's saying. See past Luckman. I don't know what you're saying, Larby. I'm not following you, bud. I'm not quite following you. But no, let's touch back though on the Daytona 500 real quick. So with one more thing, I guess, on the where we were talking about removing like the charter system and some different things with that. What is your guys' take on Mike Wallace not being allowed to qualify or run in the Daytona 500? I'd love to see your comments on that. Be sure to leave it down below. I just love to hear your thoughts. I definitely get with what everyone's saying. He is 65. He's no spring chicken. That's up there. And I do get the fact he hasn't ran in 10 years, but if you're going to allow a guy like Helio, who's never stepped in a NASCAR, to just automatically be in the field, shouldn't you at least, by that same token, allow Mike Wallace the opportunity to qualify? So we'll leave it at that. I'll catch you guys later. It's been fun. We're going to do another one this evening. I will try to have some more topics because I feel like I'm chasing my tail at this point. You guys have a good one. We'll catch you later.